you studied theatre arts.
Yes, I did.
That great university, Sophie Cadon. And then, of course, the stage experience, which was quite different from, and of course, from film. So how did this prepare you for your career in film?
I think the thing is with UI, what they did is just teach me techniques, which was so key, because anybody can have raw talent, but then you need a technique to be able to finesse it. So what I got there, what I got in Ibadan is something I can never cease thanking all my lecturers for, is a technique with which to bring characters to life. So from stage to film was easy because all I had to do was just pull it in. Stage, you're larger than life. You're projecting so that everybody can hear you. Your expressions have to be bigger so people can see it. In film, it's subtle, small movement. So it wasn't so hard for me to process. Funny enough.
Thank you. And so you acted in so many ways. The list is just very long. And so, would you say you prefer? I mean, again, a particular movie. Which one would you say is your favorite among those so many? I know that's a very unfair, difficult question.
Yeah, it is difficult because I feel like for me, with every character I play, it's the impact I feel that it has on people that endears the character to me. Because the truth of the matter is that without all our characters, we're trying to tell a story, we're trying to affect lives and change things in society. So, like with Widows, The Morning After, which was a Jimmy Odumosu film, I met a woman who had gone through the exact same thing. They had shaved her head when her husband died. They made her drink the bath water from washing his dead body. And then she said to me, "You told my story. I'm so thank you." And that for me was really important. It was like, someone saying, "You're doing your job right." So that makes it, a memorable character for me. Then with 93 Days, Dr. Adadevo, it's a story that had to be told because people need to know about our heroes and our heroines and all the little sacrifices they made during that period to make sure that people didn't die, because it was huge. And she lost her life. She lost her life making sure that Nigerians were safe. And a lot of Nigerians don't even realize that if it wasn't for Dr. Adadevo, so many people would have died in this country. She's the one that realized what it was. She's the one that, her father before her, he had trained her that, we have all these diseases everywhere in the world. Nigeria cannot be exempt. One day they will come to this country. So he had formed CDC, the Center for Infectious Diseases. It was something that her father actually worked on. So as soon as Sawyer came in and she heard where it came from, she knew. She knew, and she convinced, and I'm so grateful that everybody listened to her, but they had to, because she was such a, authoritative figure. They listened to her. And in trying to make sure that it didn't spread, in trying to make sure that they curtailed it, she lost her life. Her son, her only child, lost his mom. So I met him, I talked to him, and I think that for me is also a very impactful experience because it changed me. It changed me. It makes you take a step back and look at yourself and ask if you would do the same thing in her shoes, and it makes you question the sort of person that you are. Because, infectious, how infectious it does. All of you are still there. All of you stayed because she stayed, everybody else stayed, just to make sure that Nigerians are safe, that it didn't spread. It was amazing.
That's really amazing. Just to follow up on that, have you had any cause to reject some scripts? What determines whether you would play a role in?
Okay, when I first started, I took every script that came my way because I was just excited and I was young, obviously. But now, for me, I have to have empathy for the character. The story has to be something I believe in, something that makes a difference, something that touches lives, especially females. I'm particular about women in the society, and most particularly children, female children, the girl child. Anything that talks about the plight of women and the girl child, I am down for it. Because I figure that the more we talk about there's still areas in this country where the female child is not allowed to go to school because she's going to marry somebody and she's going to leave the family. You understand? So I think the more we emphasize on things that happen to women, the more important it is, because women are vulnerable. We are the most, apart from children, we are the most vulnerable part of society. A woman can walk down the road, if she walks down the road at night, her life can change forever if she doesn't have protection. Just the slightest thing can change her life forever. So women are the most vulnerable, and I think the older I get, the more aware I am of how vulnerable I am as a person in society, not just Nigeria, everywhere I go. Because just one wrong move, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and it's over, you know? So I always like to emphasize on things that affect women and the girl child.
That's really very wonderful. I mean, that brings me to, I read in one of the interviews where you talked about the power of the movie, of film. And the argument you made was that, you know, it's not the movies that are creating problems, they are reflecting the problem in society. Because
what we do is we're a mirror to society. We mirror back to you all the ills, all the wrongs that we see in society. We're not doing it to glorify it. We're doing it to show you that this is wrong. Because people were saying, oh, you know, the films, the Nigerian films are the ones that taught people how to do this, or the celeb, the church, the this, the that, steal, I said, no. The films were reflecting to you what people were doing, and at the end of all those films, you find out that there was one common thing. Everybody that did evil died, or was incarcerated, or something evil would happen to the person, to show you that at the end of the day, good is always better. Light is always better than dark. So we reflect society. We don't encourage bad behavior in society.
Okay, I mean, that leads me to one question. So yes, film is very powerful, they reflect society. Do you think Nigerian movies are doing enough to condemn such evils?
I feel like we are. I feel like we are doing a lot. Apart from the fact that we do reflect society back in terms of the ills of society, we are also there for entertainment. And if you look at Nigeria, the poverty level is pretty high. And you'll find out that most of our fans are below the poverty level. And what our films do for them, doctors can't do for them. Our films give them respite from the reality of their own lives. You see, you're in a dreary, bad situation. You're able to stop all that, forget all that for 1.5 hours, watch a film and laugh. And that's more medicine than anything else. Just being able to relieve some of the tension that you store in on a daily. From moving out, from just trying to carve out a living for you, your family, your children, you know. So I think we do a lot for society in terms of not just reflecting the ills, but also entertainment. We educate, we inform, and we entertain. And I think you can't take away that value, the value of entertainment. And also, I know that with certain films that we did, we had a lot of movements with it. We took it around states in the east, in the north, and we did achieve some changes. It's small, it's slow, but it's definitely change.
Thank you very much. I mean, I'm particularly interested in the role of movies, because you mentioned something that is very particular interest to me. The role of movies in the life of women. I mean, women are a disadvantage, not just only in Nigeria. I mean, it's a worldwide thing, but then it's one trend that is going on is the incident of rape.
Yes.
And again, the question of rape and violence.
Yes.
Do you think that Nigerian movies are doing enough to educate society about that?
A lot of one of the biggest problems that we have right now that the women are facing is domestic violence. You find out that we're losing a lot of women, a lot of lives to domestic violence, and a huge percentage of our films, especially in the early years, have talked about domestic violence to death. And we're still constantly talking about it. People say it's too much, it's too much. I said it's never too much because people are still dying. So I'm thinking, because we have had people come out. You find that people are more outspoken as opposed to 20 years ago or 15 years ago or 10 years ago. People are more outspoken about the things that Nigerians would normally sweep under the carpet and not talk about. And you know how it is, Nigerians don't understand traffic gating. When you're showing them that you're going right or left and they feel that you're driving rough or you've done something, the first thing people will shout at you is Ashawo. Or you have an altercation with a man, wherever, the first thing you hear is Ashawo. Every woman is in Ashawo, because you couldn't have achieved anything for yourself by yourself. They had to belittle women and just to make themselves feel better, or their egos feel better. So women, because of that, like if a man wasn't here now, that could have escalated to something else. I've been in situations where I've seen men slap women in this Nigeria for things like that was unnecessary, and the person wasn't even being impolite. You know? So women are vulnerable. And I figure that till the end of Hollywood, Nollywood, whatever hood we have, we will constantly talk about domestic violence and the problems that women face.
And the last question I would like to ask you about skits. So what do you think, I mean, there's a lot of skits out there. I mean, they serve not just the purpose of entertainment, but even adverts. Probably one of the fastest ways of monetizing. But do you think they're doing well, especially in the way they commodify women? They're doing enough to, to reflect women in a positive way?
And what, are you talking about the entertainment industry?
No, yeah, skits. The skits. The Mr. Macaroni show.
Mr. Macaroni is a what it is just it's taking situations that people have seen over and over again, and it's sort of satire. It's a satire.
It's a satire.
It's a satire. It's showing you how silly we can be, how stupid we can be, and the fact that the things that are important to us are not important at all. I mean, come on, they're sending 1 million, 2 million to women, or look like the one with Talking Makinwa. I know I saw that one, and he looked at her and thought, oh, I'm bigger than this one. I can mesmerize her with one, and it turned out that she was bigger than him. So yes, with all the little skits that we're seeing, it's here because people are also trying to make ends meet, and it's working for them. That's the new normal now. Social media is a platform to make money, and a lot of our young ones are doing that. So they're also sending messages across. People like Tawoma, people like Stevie Chooks, they're always picking on things that are happening that are key to their own age group and reflecting those. So yeah, I think they're important, and they are telling a message.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I mean, this has been very well.